All right, and welcome to episode 2 of the Monday Night Joes. I'm Joe Brooks with Joe Aldridge. We're sitting here to talk about the 1995 Royal Rumble match. 95 was kind of a weird year in WWF and really all of wrestling, Joe. That what do they call it? The new generation era was kind of a weird time in the industry. They'd gone from the kind of the era of the giants in the 80s with the WWF, WCW, and all the territories combining to kind of a little more athletic. And not only that, but they kind of went to these crazy gimmicky characters as well, like, Duke the Dumpster Drosy and Doink the Clown and stuff. So they kind of went to this odd thing of jobs becoming characters, like Isaac Yankem.
Yeah,
the DDS,
the Repo Man.
Right. So it's kind of an odd time in all of it because of it. I'm gonna go turn off this light behind us. So you talk for a minute, Joe.
Yeah, the next generation, new generation, whatever it's called, was kind of a to me it was boring. I actually watched a lot of WCW during this time, it was kind of the transition from the golden era to the attitude era.
Yeah.
And it was also a period where I've heard Vince McMahon say that he backed off on the edginess because of the steroid fallout, stuff like that. Yeah. So he was kind of not letting WCW build up and sort of beat them in the entertainment aspect, but he wasn't pushing back from his end very hard to compete with them. Yeah. He was just putting out the best product he could for kids, basically.
Right. And I mean, and honestly, that's what the golden era was in WWF. It was the over-the-top heroes, the good versus the bad. Hulkster telling you, do your work, or drink your milk, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the families were surrounded for Hulkamaniacs and stuff like that. He was always standing up to the bad guy, whether it was the giant or whatever. Yeah. So, but also at this time, it was kind of interesting because while the territories had gone away, Smoky Mountain Wrestling had a roster full of people that would eventually become the stars of the Attitude Era. Like I was looking at this the other day, Glenn Jacobs, who was known as Unabomb, was down in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and he actually wrestled Undertaker at one point during 95, because you'll see during this Rumble match, there's a lot of this NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling theme into this show. There's a lot of these guys came up from the NWA era. Like in the first match here, Jeff Jarrett had just barely come from like the territories, and he was newer to this stuff. Yep. So there's a huge NWA older theory behind some of this stuff. So it's just kind of a fascinating time. Even if you've never seen it, Joe, the 1995 Stone Cold Austin stuff from the ECW, he was injured. So he pretty much just did mic work, and that's really where he became Austin 316, was the mic work on ECW. He had one match in like 6 months because he was hurt, but his mic work was unbelievable. And there's like, he would go off for like 10 minutes at times and stuff. So it's pretty fascinating.
That's cool.
So let's talk about the first match of this card here tonight before we get into our re-narration. So Jeff Jarrett with the Roadie.
Yes, the Road Dog.
defeated Razor Ramon for the IC title. Yeah, the Road Dog. So that was that was Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He was actually with Smoky Mountain Wrestling at that time and had come up, and he'd worked with Jeff Jarrett previously in like the Memphis territory, so they knew each other.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how that all worked out. So in this one here, it started off the history of this feud. So I looked this up a little bit just so we'd have some information. The history of the feud started shortly after SummerSlam 94, because back then they really only had like 4-5 pay-per-views per year, really.
Yeah.
So they kind of built up the storylines between, which ultimately led to Jarrett's team, the Teamsters, Diesel, Jeff Jarrett, Jim Neidhart, Owen Hart, and Shawn Michaels, losing a classic 5-on-5 Survivor Series match at 94 Survivor Series to Ramon's team, the Bad Guys, the 1-2-3 Kid, the Bulldog, Fatu, Razor, and Sion, who actually ended up, I believe Sion is Savio Vega later on. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Yep.
They had several matches prior to the Rumble, but couldn't win the belt. So this was Jarrett had tried since Survivor Series. It's now Royal Rumble. So we start off with the match. Obviously, Razor's the fan favorite of this time. I'm not sure Jarrett was ever a popular WWF wrestler.
Not with the Double J character for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe when he teamed up with Owen Hart, he was, but that was the Slapnuts era. So I mean, he was just a really good heel. So I don't know that people like actually enjoyed him coming out, but he did a really good job as a heel.
Yes.
So in this match here, let's see. Razor Ramon used the crowd to gain his advantage with the power moves. And then JJ and the Roadie were kind of doing some embarrassing shit on the side, in my opinion. Like the Roadie kept pulling him out, giving him water, toweling him off and shit.
Yep.
It was an over the top, just kind of crazy presentation of like the Roadie. Yep. And I did enjoy that part of it. Yep, what do you think of this match, Joe?
I liked it. So the first 3 of the 4 matches, pre-Rumble matches, were the theme for me was this is better than I remembered. Right. Because I did not like this period in WWF. Like I said, I watched a lot of WCW during this time. I didn't like Jeff Jarrett at all. No. I didn't like his strut. I didn't like his character. I didn't like his interviews. Double J, J-E,
it was all
F,
stolen.
J-A,
the strut was stolen from Flair. I mean, the whole thing was just this over-the-top stolen persona.
And then when I watched this match, I was like, this is pretty good. But one of the reasons I didn't like this era was because I felt it was so predictable.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe if I had seen it in context of having watched the 3 months leading up to it, I might have been like, well, they're going to have this happen. They're going to have that. Right. And it wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
But just watching it out of context, I was like, this is a good match. Like it was a good match. The Roadie thing was funny. They played that really well.
It was crazy. It was wild.
And I was also surprised. I didn't remember that Jeff Jarrett, it was so athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, Razor's a tall guy, even for pro wrestlers, and Double J could do a standing drop kick up in his head area.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed. I was like, dang, I didn't remember Jeff Jarrett being so athletic.
I think around that time he was probably late 20s, early 30s in age.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. So I thought it was good. I thought it was an entertaining match. I was glad I watched it. I don't think I've ever seen these matches. I don't think I've ever watched this pay-per-view.
I think I've watched the Rumble match itself previously,
yeah.
But because I've gone through and watched all the Rumbles individually at different times because I love the Royal Rumble match. Kind of why I'm excited about this show.
Yep.
I don't remember Jeff Jarrett being that great at that era. Because he was pretty new to WWF. I think he'd been with WCW a little bit at that point. He'd still worked in the Memphis territories because his dad was one of the big territory guys, Jerry Jarrett. So it was very good. I mean, in the end, it was strategic, old school wrestling. He ended up, weakening Razor's knee and stuff throughout the match to kind of take advantage of it. And then, if I recall correctly, Razor went to do the Razor's Edge at the end. The knee that had been worked on all match gave out. Maybe a little predictable that was going to happen. Double J got the roll up. Him and the Roadies left the ring.
Yeah.
So,
and the Roadie, classic side interference, put his shoulder into Razor's hurt leg out on the side. Yeah, it was classic.
And so both Double J and the Roadie come from that territories, Smoky Mountain Wrestling thing. So I was talking about that little bit of a theme as some of these guys from that Smoky Mountain Wrestling, because 95 is when Smoky Mountain Wrestling went under. So these guys are coming in now because Smoky Mountain's going out. And at the time, WWF is trying to help them as like a feeder system. So they're sending. That's why the Undertaker ended up fighting Unabomb down in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Eventually, Smoky Mountain Wrestling became Ohio Valley Wrestling, which it still is now.
Oh, no kidding! I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, because I think it had to do with
that's good.
There was one person that kept it alive. I can't remember the whole story now. I've listened to it a few times now. It's kind of an interesting thing in some of the podcasts I do listen to. I listen to Jeff Jarrett's podcast and Eric Bischoff's podcast and JR's podcast because I don't know why, but it's fun to listen to these guys tell stories about what was going on back then.
Sure.
The most fun one I've listened to so far was Bischoff had never seen the Hell in the Cell match between the Undertaker and Mankind, and they watched it live on the show. And Bischoff lost his mind.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, my God, he's dead. What the hell's he doing? Yeah. It was wild to see a guy who'd been around wrestling his whole life who'd never watched that match.
Yeah.
And he was watching it live with the other podcast host, who's a guy named Conrad Thompson, who knows more about wrestling than probably anyone who's a fan of wrestling in the history of the world. And then it was just funny to listen to him just losing it. He's like, how could he do this? Like, how does he get up? And then the one part I hadn't thought about from that match was they talked about how those the TVs that are in the announcer's desk, Bischoff says they're like bricks.
Yeah.
So like the fact that Mick Foley missed those is unbelievably lucky.
He missed them.
He missed them. So it's unbelievably lucky.
Right.
He missed
it was
those.
Sort of like if the table was like this.
Right.
Like he kind of came in off the right, like the cage is here. He kind of came in this angle.
Right. As damaged as he ended up being, had he hit those TVs, oh my gosh.
Broken ribs or something. Yeah.
Right. So off on that tangent for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So the second match in this one was kind of fun from that, grown up from the golden era into this new generation that then led into the Attitude. I mean, it was Undertaker with Paul Bearer. So leading into the Attitude era, Undertaker was kind of good all along here. Paul Bearer's there. defeats IRS with Ted DiBiase. So Money Inc.
Yep.
So the little story behind this one: Taker had been feuding with the $1 Million Corporation since IRS interfered with his match with Yokozuna at the '94 Survivor Series. So, just like the last match, it kind of built up over a 3-month period of time.
Yep.
IRS made a series of guest promos where he repossessed tombstones, burial plots from dead people who hadn't paid their taxes. IRS was often with druids. A little digging, I found out that the druids were actually Jimmy Del Rey and one of the Blue Twins, who ended up being the DOA.
Okay.
So again, Jimmy Del Rey was very popular in the territories. He was a NWA champion. So again, a little more NWA thing, but I had to dig pretty hard to find out what that was, who they were. So anyways, the match breaks down with IRS beginning to try to outsmart and outquick the Taker. Taker dominates early on in the match with a series of rebounds, strong Irish whips into the corner, as well as an early package. Taker doing what would become known as his old school move. I didn't honestly remember having seen old school as part of Undertaker in those early 90s, where he gets up on the rope and walks with the guy
across the rope.
I remember it being old school when he did it in the Attitude Era, but I didn't remember this move. So it's kind of neat to see that move. One of the initial times he did it. So DiBiase tries to interfere. Eventually the Druids come out, interference, lead to IRS putting on a bit of an offensive. And he tries the ropes in a submission hold, but he gets caught by the ref after breaking it. And then Taker chokeslams. So classic Taker.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, Taker pretty much dominated this match. It was really just kind of Undertaker's show.
Yeah.
But what do you think of this one?
So the first, from the 50,000 foot perspective, I'm thinking that at this time, WWE's roster was smaller than it had been in the past. So I'm wondering why you would take the Undertaker out of the Royal Rumble match for a non-title fight.
Right. And they did sometimes double dip back then.
That's what I was going to say, because I didn't watch the Rumble because I wanted my comments to be genuine and on the spot when we watch it here. So I was wondering if he was also going to be.
I can't remember if he was.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I know they did double dip a lot more back even in the Attitude Era. They would have a match and still come out in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I can't remember. I have watched the Rumble, not since we decided to do this show.
Yeah.
But I have watched it in the past, but I can't remember.
So if they don't, then I think big mistake, to just have the Undertaker fight IRS and not be in the Royal Rumble.
He's one of the top 5 guys at that time.
Yeah. So, but besides that, I thought the match was all right. I thought it was good. The one before it was kind of outshined it. Razor Ramon and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I did enjoy seeing all the Undertaker's old, his old move. I don't think you went over the top rope. He used to do that sort of like.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of out of the ring fighting in this 92, 95 era.
Yeah. And the only thing that struck me was that I've seen a lot of Mike Rotunda in the early 80s, Jim Crockett, like Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
And, he was that sort of, he was okay on the mic, but that was back when baby faces were just calm on the mic and stuff like that. Yeah. And also, he always got pushed hard, him and Barry Windham, but his matches were good. They were technical, break a full Nelson into the, get the guy with his arm behind his back.
He was a very good wrestler. I enjoyed a lot of his stuff.
Yeah. And then I didn't really know too much about him in the late 80s. And then he comes in as IRS and he's in Money Inc. and Tag Team Champion, stuff like that. So I had to look it up. Him and Barry Windham actually were around early WrestleMania times, 1, 2, 3, maybe even before. No, probably not before. He was still Mid-Atlantic. They were the US Express.
Okay.
One of the many expresses at that time.
Yeah, the Rock and Roll Express, the United States Express, the Midnight Express.
Yeah. But him and Barry Windham, who ended up being his brother-in-law, they were the WWF Tag Team Champions a couple times in the mid later 80s.
Yeah, that golden era time frame.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, early on golden era. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I remember the Windhams. I think they tried to come back in the Attitude Era with a different version of the Windhams that included Bradshaw. It might even have been 96, early 97, just before the Attitude Era, because they redid a Jim Cornette NWA angle coming into the WWF with Jeff Jarrett, the Wyndhams, where they tried to do real wrestling, as Jim Cornette called it. And I remember, I want to say it was Barry Windham and John Bradshaw were the Wyndham brothers at that time.
Oh, cool.
I think they had a little run where they might have won a title too. It wasn't bad, but I think it was the first time I saw Bradshaw as in the WWF was under that thing.
Gotcha.
Right. So then we got our third match of the night, which, look, I was excited to see the match. I'm disappointed in the end. Diesel versus Bret Hart. So just to talk about it a little bit, a rare face-to-face title match. Both were fan favorites at this time. No real heat between the two. The storyline pretty much began with a feud between the Hart brothers after Owen failed to win the title. He would later help Bob Backlund win the title, who then lost it to Diesel at Survivor Series, at which point Bret was granted a title shot. You don't often have face versus face title shots. No. And then in this case, it was great to see these two guys, Joe. I'm going to let you talk about the match before I tell you what disappointed about me.
All right. I thought the match was good. Maybe up there, but not quite as good as the Ramon-Jeff Jarrett match. There was just some odd things in there. I mean, Bret Hart always puts on a good match. We talked about this last episode that he does the same things as other guys, but it just looks better. It looks cooler. Yep. His suplex looks cool. He snaps through it. It's just nice and technical, and he puts a little edge or flair on everything he does. So I knew it was going to be good, and it was. Some things I kind of noted about it. One was that there was hints of the upcoming Attitude Era in there. First of all, the fact that there was two faces, right? So it's sort of blending of like, oh well, who do I, do I want this guy? Do I want that guy? Right. Sort of like a Triple H Rock match in 1999. You know, like you don't care who's good, who's bad. They're entertained by them, by the matches, by them on the mic. And so there was a little hint of that. And then also there was a little hint of some edge and attitude in the pre-match interviews. Yeah. There was a little bit like, oh, these are good guys, but they're like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm focused on, kind of thing. Yeah. And sort of, so it was, maybe just like some hints or something, maybe even like testing out the waters or something. Yeah. But it was cool. I thought it was neat that, they were both faces. The match was good in itself. It was strange that the referee would take the time for the referee to say that the match has to continue. Nowadays it would just continue, Right. So there's interference against Diesel from Shawn Michaels. Yeah, it was a ton of interference. And the referee says, Howard Finkel says the referee has said the match must continue, or whoever it was.
Which is also a hint of the Attitude Era, where interference played a huge role.
Right. So that was kind of odd. And then, interference against Bret Hart, and it keeps going. Then finally there's a big melee, and they finally, give him a draw, which, was I thought just a weird ending.
That's what made me disappointed in this match. Yeah. This is a premier pay-per-view. You have 4 of them per year, and this is your heavyweight champion. Yeah. You don't have a pinfall? Yeah. Like, that's insane to me. Yeah. Like, I get it, they're both faces. Yeah. No one wanted to cheer against a guy losing, but you got to have a winner and a loser. You can't have a draw. That's like a tie in the Super Bowl.
And it didn't even set up like an obvious next step.
Right.
It was like,
and that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah.
Because then I think they pushed Hart a little bit, and Diesel had a long title run. Yeah. So, but they were both faces, and that part drove me nuts a little bit, because it's like, this is one of your 4 premier events of the year, your premier championship. It's not even your second main event behind the Royal Rumble, and it ends in a draw. And how the next match preempted the Royal Rumble is beyond me.
That's in my notes. How was the WWF Championship match not the match before the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
very weird.
How did they preempt it? And I could have seen it if you had tag team, two legendary tag teams or something, or a legendary match coming up. But what we had, Joe, was the 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Holly, who was also just fresh out of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Oh. Defeating the $1 Million Corporation's team of Bam Bam Bigelow and Tatanka. Yeah. So the background behind this, there was a tag team tournament that led to this match. The $1 Million Corporation defeated Men on the Mission, which was Mo and Mabel. Yep. And the Head Shrinkers, Fatu and Sion, so that version of the Head Shrinkers, to get to the title match, while the Kid and Holly, who had only been formed for this tournament, defeated a team called Well Done, and from the NWA, the Heavenly Bodies, which was Tom Pritchard, and somebody else.
Okay.
I can't remember the other guy's name. I believe they might end up in the Royal Rumble as well, so we might see him in that. To get to the matchup, other teams in the tournament that were eliminated prior to this was the new Hart Foundation, which was Owen and Neidhart, and the WWS version of the Bushwhackers. Were the teams that had been eliminated.
Yeah.
So that was the buildup. There was no real heat between this. It was just a vacant tag team championship, and somehow they pushed 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Holly. And I got to tell you, every version of Sean Waltman I have not enjoyed. like I'm sorry.
I know.
Like,
I know you don't like.
I know that the guy works hard and he's in a bunch of matches, and I guarantee he's respected by his peers. But everything he's ever done irritates me.
But wasn't the Bronco Buster your favorite move?
Absolutely not. I believe that was Howard. But I don't know what it is about him, but he's like that friend that you didn't invite that just keeps tagging along, you know, like with DX, he was always the last guy there, you know, like everyone speaks, and then X-Pac comes on and goes, yeah, suck it. It's like, okay, the points have already been made, and you're just like, here, you got something to say too? Like, I don't know. He's very talented. Look, athletically, he makes a lot of great moves.
Yeah.
I mean, he does a spinning heel kick from even this age. I think he's only like 17 or 18 years old at this time. I don't know what the hell it is about him, but
yeah,
I've heard JR call it X-Pac heat, where no matter what he did, he got heat. Nobody liked him.
Yeah.
And because even when DX was popular, he'd come out on stage and it would be X-Pac sucks.
Right.
But the rest of them get a rounding ovation from the crowd. But as soon as X-Pac goes out on his own, X-Pac sucks. X-Pac sucks. So I know I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
And apparently it does. It's a real thing.
Yep.
So anyways, what do you think of the match itself, Joe?
Oh, terrible. It was terrible. I don't know. So first of all, I want to kick it off by saying that Bam Bam Bigelow at least was a really, really good wrestler, especially for a big man. And maybe still was at this time. I'd have to see other content. But this match was not good, and it looked, and I suspect it was a chemistry. It was like they were on the wrong. They weren't on the same page.
Right.
Also, along with the ending of the match before the championship match, it seemed like they brought in the B team of Idea Men.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible. The ending was the stupidest ending ever. It was. They asked me to believe that Tatanka was
going to get rolled up by the 1, 2, 3 Kid,
the dumbest wrestler of all time, and went into the ropes when he shouldn't have even been in the ring.
Right.
And Bam Bam was 2 feet from him on the corner of the ropes.
Yeah.
You know. So along with my theme though of like these matches saying, hey, this is better than I remember. This match was not better than I remember.
Correct.
But
this is bad.
But the $1 million corporate, the stable as a whole, not just this tag team, was a lot better than I remembered. I remember not liking that idea of him having a stable.
Yeah.
But there was
it's him and
IRS Bam. So these are the better ones that I like.
Yeah.
IRS Bam Bam, King Kong Bundy, Psycho Sid,
yeah.
and of course the Ringmaster Stone Cold.
Yeah, when Stone Cold, when he came in like, what was that, 96 or so?
Yeah, right at the end of DiBiase's time with the stable.
Yeah, because 95 was when he was in ECW, and I think after ECW, he went to WWF, and that's when he became the Ringmaster. Because I think WCW had released him because he was hurt. Then he went to ECW, learned the mic skills, and he came in as the Ringmaster, and then King of the Ring happened in 96, and he dropped the Austin 316, says, I just whooped your ass, and the rest was history.
There was, can I make one more point?
Yeah, absolutely.
There was one interesting thing I noticed when I was watching this match. The announcer said, as the match started, that Bam Bam Bigelow and Tatanka had never at that point won a WWF championship of any kind. And I thought that was interesting for Bam Bam, although then I thought, well, he was kind of more of an 80s guy, and they didn't really switch titles that often.
Yeah.
But I looked it up, and Bam Bam never won a title in the WWF. Okay. He was the ECW World Champion.
Yeah.
And he was a 2-time WCW Tag Team Champion.
Yeah. If you really want to see the best of Bam Bam, find his ECW stuff.
Okay.
He was that format fit him as the brutal wrestler he was. He was kind of a character in the WWF. Yep. They never really let him be the aggressive, like bully guy. He was that in ECW, and it was. I've seen a few of the matches, and it's what you would have expected when you look at that guy for him to be.
Yeah,
they kind of made him he did the like cartwheel and stuff for a finishing move in the golden era, and he was a big dude. That's not what you do.
Right.
You power people over.
Tatanka, I looked up because I was surprised. I was surprised that neither one of them. I thought Tatanka might have gotten pushed for like an Intercontinental Championship, but he didn't.
He came out with like a winning streak or something when he first arrived, but that's about all I really remember.
He never won any titles in the big three, WWF, ECW, and WCW. And he fell off so hard that by 1997, 2 years after this Rumble, he was the Deutsche Wrestling Alliance with a Z World Champion.
Oh, wow.
Within 2 years of
that's a fall off.
That's a fall off.
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't even. That must be German.
I've never heard of. Yeah,
I would assume that's in Germany somewhere. So yeah. So that's pretty much the match. That they've got that. That's the card leading up to it. Only a few matches going on, which I didn't realize at the time, but they must have run fairly long. And I don't know which match would have. Maybe Diesel and Hart, because this Royal Rumble, they only had a minute in between entries. So the Rumble itself only goes for like 37 minutes.
I saw that with the time left when I stopped it on Peacock. I'm like, there's not an hour left, and it should be an hour match.
Yeah, no, it was every minute. So I don't know what went long, but there were only 4 matches. Before this,
and it's like a good well, it's right there. It's an hour and 57 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's those 4 matches plus some probably like pomp and circumstance or something.
Right
at the beginning.
Yeah, with Pamela Anderson, because that's the big thing today. The Royal Rumble, and I think that's part of the WWF is struggling. They're the character stuff. Maybe this is a little bit of that attitude era because we're starting to see the HBK, become HBK and be a little more edgier. So bring Pamela Anderson, start selling that sex appeal a little bit. 95 is when Smoky Mountain Wrestling went away. So that's kind of when Sonny came into WWF, was like end of 95, early 96. So they really started bringing that sex appeal and stuff into it. So now we've gone through the card, Joe. I think it's time
to do our live commentation on the Rumble.
Yeah, let's do the live commentation on the 1995 Rumble here.
If you're watching this, hang on, don't hit start yet.
Okay. Well, it's just they're introducing the guest star.
Okay, I was thinking. So here, let me show you what I'm gonna do.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna tell anyone who's watching that we are at. Just bring it up on Peacock, the 95 Royal Rumble. We're at an hour 57 and 42 seconds, and just get right around there. Pause it, and then we're gonna hit play in a couple seconds here. Right. Go ahead.
All right.
Now. So you'll be within a couple seconds of what we're watching.
All right. And now, Joe, it looks like we're bringing out the person who will be escorting the winner of the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania in 1995. It's Pamela Anderson.
The guy on the right, on her left, ironically enough, is the man who is Pat Patterson.
That's Pat Patterson.
And he invented the Royal Rumble.
No kidding.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, this is his thing.
But yeah, so Pamela Anderson was probably the hottest thing going at this time. Baywatch was huge. She was huge. I mean, I can't necessarily speak to all of 95 because this is literally 30 years ago at this point. We're in 2025 now. But I know that certainly when we were in high school, she was everywhere.
Oh yeah, I had pictures of her all over my wall. In my room, I had a massive Pamela Anderson crush.
So I do see a little bit of the Smoky Mountain Wrestling stuff, as well as the Attitude Era starting to kind of poke through a little bit.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson is clearly the sexy, edgier type thing. Oh, there's Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah.
One of the territories. Never realized quite how good him and his brother Jack Briscoe were.
Yeah, me neither.
Apparently they were multiple time tag team champions in different territories. I always just thought he was a clown because of the what were they called in the Attitude Era?
Yeah, the
Potsies or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He was like little henchmen.
Yeah, that's what it was.
One of them, either Gerald or his brother Jack, was NWA World Champion.
Yes, Jack was
for a long period or multiple times.
Yeah, I think Jack was the bigger individual wrestler, and Gerald and him were tag teams.
70s, I think.
So as we get ready for the first entry here, at this time, nobody has gone from number 1 on to win the Royal Rumble.
That's right.
There's been no one to do it.
It's HBK.
HBK comes out first. Probably the biggest star in the WWF at this point.
Yep.
Or at least the one they're pushing the most, even though he's not the champion right now. There was him and Diesel at the end of the 94 Royal Rumble kind of had their going out, because if you remember the 94 Rumble at all, Diesel started off one, dominated, was just throwing people out as they came in. Eventually him and Michaels came in, they made a little truce, and then when the ring got full, Michaels helped push Diesel out.
Right.
And that was that.
Do you remember, has Michaels hasn't been the world champ yet at this point, correct?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think the storyline is that he's he's jealous, right? Which is an easy thing to see with his
Right.
character of his former bodyguard being the world champ, and that's why he's interfering and and having a rivalry with him.
I believe you're right, and I think he ends up fighting Diesel at the WrestleMania this year. Was it Diesel in the HBK? I can't remember.
That would make sense with the fallout from the match.
I'll have to look it up.
You would think either
because Diesel's currently still the champion,
right?
Because he just drew.
Yeah.
Or was 95 with Hart? Maybe Bret the Hitman.
I was wondering if it was a rematch.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'll have to figure out, because Survivor Series 95 was the Montreal Screwjob.
Oh, right. We're that close to that.
Yeah. And number two comes in the British Bulldog.
All right.
Big time, big time wrestler from the territories. He was Stampede Wrestling. Certainly a guy they've pushed at different times over the years.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever won a heavyweight championship or not. I remember him with a little feud with The Rock in the 90s. He got famously rock bottomed on the dog poop.
I don't think he was ever world champion in WWF. He was intercontinental champion when they had like a SummerSlam, I think it was, in England, and he beat Bret Hart for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like 92-ish or something like that.
Bulldog is just absolutely overpowering HBK right now. And it's just, and this is that thing. This is that little bit of golden era. You got the Bulldog, the muscular giant guy, and you've got HBK, the flyer that became, more of an ability. Like before HBK, you didn't have little guys win the championship.
No.
Yeah. So he was kind of a trendsetter in that way. And maybe made the push to, get guys like Jericho and stuff later on.
Sure.
But you can clearly see, and Vince McMahon's on the other side of the microphone here, and he loves his big guys. He's always he's always loved the Giants. The steroid era certainly doesn't help that. Oh, the countdown's coming down, Joe. This is always my favorite part of the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, you never know who was coming out. It could have been the Honky Tonk Man from the mid '80s, stuff like that. And this one, so I made some notes just so I know who this guy is. This is Eli Blue, one of the Blue Brothers.
Oh, okay.
He ends up becoming, that you might know a little better, 8-Ball from the DOA.
Oh, yeah.
So him and his brother, it's going to be Eli and Jacob Blue, I believe, are the two Blue Brothers. And they're the two members of DOA as we get closer to the Attitude Era. Gotcha. They might have even been at the beginning of the Attitude Era. That DOA might have been there. I can't remember exactly when they were there, but the Disciples of Apocalypse. So just another big dude. I don't know. They never really got a big push. I don't know much about their history. But he certainly, the theme is let's beat the crap out of Shawn Michaels.
Right. Yep.
Everyone beat up the little guy.
This is this is good this is a good reason to show why I was leaning heavily WCW this time. Like you kick it off, number one, Shawn Michaels. Okay, well, Ric Flair's won from 3 and a few years ago.
Right.
So okay, maybe Michael's gonna win.
And now we got number 4 coming out. One of our over the top job people, Duke the Dumpster Droese, just a jobber.
Yeah,
but
a manual labor guy.
Yeah, but this is what they did a lot of in this era was these type of characters, and I don't think it really sold much. They were they were kind of in a weird direction creatively.
I think they were to sell figurines or something.
Yeah,
like to get kids in, and then hopefully when they're done being 10 or 13, they'll like the Attitude Era or something. But even the Dumpster's beating up HBK right now. The theme of this match is everyone beat the crap out of HBK. So you have number 1, Shawn Michaels. Awesome. Like, oh, wow, he's a big star. So you're going to go the whole way. It's only a minute. It's only 30 minutes this year. Then you got British Bulldog, right? Hero from the old days. And then you come out with this Eli Blue guy.
Yeah.
And then Duke the Dumpster Droese.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like, man, did we thin out fast.
Right. Right.
You think the entertainment.
You think ahead to the Rumbles of the Attitude Era, like the 2000s and stuff, and you just look at what they had. And here's one of the Heavenly Bodies, Joe. This is NW. This is Jimmy Del Rey. He's also one of the Druids.
All right.
He's one of the Druids with one of these Blue Brothers. So the other guy that looks like him, those two are the Druids.
All right.
So right now we've got NWA's Heavenly Bodies, which were big time NWA champions. I don't know that body truly looks heavenly.
No,
I'm not sure it's much better than my body, particularly. No. So I guess the hair is a little better. At least he has a full head, so he's got that going.
He does, yeah.
A lot of mullets in this era, Joe.
Yeah, 95. I was surprised at the mullets still in 95 from like Ramon and I was like, oh,
we still got nobody out right now, but they're trying to get HBK out. Looks like Jimmy Del Rey, and you know, you can say everything you want about it, but there's no way a Jimmy Del Rey is knocking out HBK.
No.
Like, HBK can get eliminated, but it's not going to be by Jimmy Del Rey.
So entries 3 through 5 were terrible.
We have absolutely nobody being eliminated yet.
You know,
this is one of our head shrinkers. I don't know if it's Fatu or Sion. So let me see here.
I'm just happy to see Lou Albano. I didn't realize he
so Sion is actually the Barbarian. Becomes the Barbarian, this guy. Oh. So this head shrinker here that's beating up HBK now, which apparently is the theme. As soon as you get in the ring, beat up HBK. Everyone beat up HBK. There goes our first one, Jimmy Del Rey, the heavenly body out. So he's going to go back, hang out, and get his Druid outfit back on, hang out with $1 Million Man now. Eli Blue is taking on Sion right now. I don't think the Barbarian ever ended up being that phenomenal either. No. There is so I did find a little piece of information out that I think you're going to be interested when it happens, but there will be a guy that you'll recognize from later on in the Attitude Era, ECW era, that comes out for the first time in like professional wrestling, like big time wrestling in this thing under a different character.
I'm excited. Don't tell me. I'll try to see if I can spot him.
So is this the other head shrinker? No, this is the other heavenly body. So this is Tom Pritchard. So again, Tom Pritchard, not heavenly body.
No, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. There's moves there. They got man boobs.
He kind of looks like Marty Jannetty when he first coming out. I was like, is that Marty Jannetty?
And so this is the first guy that has not come in to try to dominate Shawn Michaels, but Sion just tried to throw him out, and that didn't go so well. So far, we've only had the one elimination of the heavenly body, who just needed to last another 3 minutes. He'd have his tag team partner in there to help him out.
Yeah,
I mean, the NWA champions and everything.
So, I wonder if the Sion guy is related to, the Wild Samoans and that whole family.
Yeah, it could be
if he's part of the tag team.
Yeah, he ended up replacing. I don't remember. It was it Haku and Fatu or something, or were those the Islanders? But he replaced one of maybe Sika. I can't remember all of them because they had the Islanders. We had the Wild Samoans.
Afa and Sika are the I don't know if they're twins. They're definitely brothers.
And now comes Doink and Little Doink.
Yep.
I didn't remember there being a Little Doink.
Dink the Clown.
Oh, Dink. Okay. Yep. So, anyways, we still have one elimination. We now have two of the over the top, job related characters here: a clown and a dumpster.
I was gonna say we have a garbage man and a clown.
And you gotta, honestly, this is longer than I would have thought the dumpster would have stayed in this match. Normally your jobbers are kind of thrown out pretty quickly and stuff, but again, maybe just due to lack of talent on the roster at this time, these guys are going to stay in there a little longer because it's a shorter match too. Because they are coming out every minute right now, so we still only have the one elimination. Right now, it looks like HBK is actually not getting beat up for a change.
Yeah.
But he's still feuding with the dumpster. The dumpster's had a little too much TV time for my liking at this point.
The poor WWF, they are struggling right now.
So Doink and Sion are fighting over there in the corner, and looks like and who do we got coming out here? This is
Quang.
So Quang is Savio Vega.
Ah, okay.
Who
I can kind of see it. Yeah.
Was part of some tag team when Austin and Dude Love were tag team champions. They feuded with Savio Vega and someone else that was a tag team in the Attitude Era, but I can't remember. Because Vega was basically the first guy going against Austin when he started getting his push.
Gotcha.
But I never really cared for him that much. Bulldogs trying to get eliminated here by I don't know who's got the Bulldogs. Is that one of the Blue brothers? Yeah, that's Jacob Blue over there. Trying to toss him out of the ring.
I'm looking up the Sion guy.
Yep, he's the Barbarian. The dumpster's trying to throw Quang out now. It's a little bit quick out for him. HBK and the Bulldog 1 and 2 are still in this match, Joe. So that's good. And then we got our next one coming out right now. Every minute, it's pretty fast. Rick the Model Martel. So this is kind of your throwback. Just I don't know that he was an active wrestler this time. This might be one of those. Neither. This might be one of those like honky tonks in the mid '90s.
I think he feuded with Michaels for a little while with what's her name being both their managers.
Wendy Richter. Sensational Sherry.
Sensational Sherry.
Yeah.
And they had like the no hitting in the face, match at one of the pay-per-views or something. That was like 92-ish. So yeah, I'm not sure he's been around for a while, like you said.
So Kwong is out here trying to get HBK out. HBK probably has the best mullet in the ring at this time. I mean, there's half the guys have mullets, and I'm thinking he's got the best one. But that happens.
The party in the back's a little bit long.
It's a long party in the back.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking maybe this heavenly body might have, because I'm thinking like when I see a mullet, I think like
Joe Dirt,
Tennessee. You know, I'm not getting Tennessee from Shawn Michaels. I'm getting like.
And here comes the Nugget.
There we go.
Little Owen Hart. This might be one of his first Rumble appearances. I don't remember his exact time frame, but he was this 92, 93. And here comes Brett
getting his revenge.
But that's because Owen helped screw him over. That led to the Diesel feud. Because Owen helped Backlund win the title, pissed off Brett, led to the face-on-face match in this. So right now, Stu Hart's getting a little mad. His boys are fighting on TV.
That's right.
Owen's not going to go win the Rumble now. He's getting his ass kicked by his brother.
This is good, though. This is better than the action that we've had in the ring so far.
So far, yes. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Now Owen's screwed. This happens a lot to Owen Hart in the Rumbles. I remember when Jeff Jarrett like hammering him from behind in a Rumble at one point.
Oh no,
with like a crutch or something, or maybe it was Triple H. Was it Triple H who hit him with a crutch?
I don't remember this spot in the Rumble.
Oh, so Hitman's getting run out by Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe here.
Yep.
They left Pamela Anderson to go get him out of there. There's Pat Patterson.
I love the screen above the entryway.
Oh, it's old school.
That's
it's like 12 TVs.
That was the 70s, 80s WWF.
So this looks like it's Marty Jannetty, Joe.
Is it?
I believe this is Marty Jannetty that just erupted and the crowd just went nuts. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's Marty Jannetty. I'm going to look at my notes here. No, sorry.
Dumpsters out.
Not him. This is...
It said like...
It's Tim Well. So remember how we talked about that tournament where the 1-2-3 kid and Bob Holly beat Well Dunn?
Yes.
It's Tim Well and some other guy named Dunn. And he'll show up in this thing too, I bet you. But the Martel's out, Wells out. HBK just chucked someone else out.
Dumpster got chucked.
The dumpster's out. So suddenly the ring is cleared out.
Yeah.
Little excitement there. I've had enough Doink the Clown at this point.
Yeah.
We got 1 and 2 still in there though. And
Blue is still going too.
Yeah.
3. 1, 2, and 3.
And we got the Hitman. Or no, we don't have the Hitman, but we have Doink out there. We have Sion. Yep. And that's Quang knocked out Doink with a nice heel kick. Oh,
here we go.
Here is one of the clowns.
Here we go.
Like sad what they did. And there go 2. There goes the Blue Brother and Sion, leaving number 1 and number 2 in the ring all alone to face a Bushwhacker.
Are they going to go 1 and 2 all the way to the end?
Now you know full well that the Bushwhacker, I don't remember which one, but one of them holds the record for shortest time in the Rumble. So you know what's coming right here. He's out.
Yep.
That's not the one that went the shortest.
Yeah.
But one of them went like 4 seconds one time.
He did his Bushwhacker walk in,
and Bushwhacker
someone grabbed him, threw him out, and he just Bushwhacker, and he's doing it again.
Yep. And that's what it's sad. The Bushwhackers were a vicious team.
Yes.
That the WWF just turned into a
they were
over the top joke thing, kind of like they did with the job things.
10 years later, if they started 10 years later, they would have been epic hardcore era, attitude era team, because
they were hardcore before it.
I didn't know that.
Great suplex by the Bulldog right there. So Bulldog and Michael. So here comes the other Blue Brother, another member of DOA, and this one could be the one that was the Druid. I don't remember which one when I looked it up. I can't remember if it was Jacob or Eli that was the Druid, or maybe both of them were Druids at times. I don't know, but absolute monster of the monster out there comes in, throttles HBK a little bit. Everyone's trying to throttle HBK, but HBK's gone. So now you're seeing a theme. It's 1 versus 2.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, I wonder if these are the biggest 2 names we're going to see in this event.
Right.
Are we going to miss out on an Undertaker thing here?
Yep.
But we'll find out what happens.
We're starting to etch into that, what I talked about, the predictability of this era. Yeah. And it's like, at this point, if I'm watching and I'm I'd be 14 years old this time, I'm like, they're going to take these 2 guys to the end.
Yeah.
Because who else are they even going to bring in, kind of thing?
And especially with this being the shortest of the Rumbles, I think, of all time,
yeah,
it's a little easier to get away with that. Even though they might have done it later on too, where they had 1 and 2 go far. Here's one of your Money Inc. Legends.
Yep.
King Kong Bundy.
King Kong Bundy.
He's in no hurry to get in there.
Nope.
I remember watching him on Married with Children. He was the long lost member of the Bundy family.
I've never seen that episode. That's awesome. I'll have to look that up.
And then there's another episode where Bud ends up wrestling him dressed as a bumblebee. And so Bundy made a couple appearances on that show. Bundy just comes in and starts trying to overpower people. He's got the Bulldog. I think HBK is just kind of over there falling over himself without doing anything. There's nobody else in the ring right now, so he's just stumbling around for no reason.
I love that they advertise their technology feat of having a double feature.
Right.
Just now, yes, a WWF double feature.
Now,
Look, we can show you what happened, and you can watch the live match at the same time.
this is one of those things where I would
Bundy.
expect where the announcers are going, well, I don't know how they're going to get Bundy out of that ring.
Yeah.
You know, this has got to be
You're
my
gonna
favorite.
need 5-6 guys.
Team up and get him out. I don't know that I've ever seen that guy ever win. That had to have 5 or 6 guys go.
Here comes
Is it Mabel? No, Mo.
Mo
of Men on a Mission. Mo's gone.
Mo's gone.
King Kong Bundy said, Mo, goodbye.
This is man.
So Men on a Mission, they were a nice, they were fun for a little bit, but that was it. Big balloon pants on Mabel, I remember. Poor King Kong Bundy.
I hope Bundy has a little push here before they eliminate him. Like, there should be at least be an avalanche. Like, it's King Kong Bundy.
Right.
And he's in the Rumble. Like, he should throw that weight around.
Yeah, you can't. Come on, Bulldog. You can't just slam Bundy.
Yeah.
I mean, Bundy.
You're not Hogan.
I think Bundy still holds the record for the shortest match at WrestleMania. He won like WrestleMania 1 or 2 a match in like 8 seconds or something.
Yes, that's right.
So here he is. He's trying. So at least he's getting a little run. They haven't eliminated him immediately like everybody else. Now, ever since they cleared the ring out. Countdown to see who's coming next. HBK is just kind of over there catching his breath.
Yeah.
But to be fair, everyone has been kicking his ass pretty much this entire time. And here comes the other man on a mission.
Interesting.
So Mo got eliminated before a chance here, and now here's Mabel.
Yeah.
Early
went all the way back, and now it's coming out with this.
Yeah. So early Mabel, Viscera, Big V.
Yes.
If
he could have lasted a minute, he'd have his tag team partner in there.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So Mabel, turns out there's pretty interesting stories about the gentleman who played Mabel. He definitely, there's a rumor that he's actually Rhea Ripley's father. Even though he's since passed.
Yeah.
And there's really no link there. But I saw it somewhere online that people were saying that he's Rhea Ripley's dad.
Interesting.
I don't know anything about it being true or false or anything. But, you know, he was in a ton of these Royal Rumbles. He's trying to eliminate Bundy here.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, this is impressive. The ring is actually like not breaking. It's 1,000 pounds, right? In like a 2 square foot area.
Some big dudes. Here comes another bushwhacker.
Here's the other one. So I would expect this to not last long either.
Man, they got to use. This is an opportunity to be entertaining with a big man with Bundy and his avalanches.
Right.
And they're just.
And Bundy's just going to go.
Yeah.
Because he's not athletic enough to stay in the ring at that point.
No.
He was, even if he was going to try to get back in, it wasn't.
Yeah. This is the bad idea, people, again.
Yeah.
Like you're thinned out on entertaining people, and you can bring in a dude.
And there's the other bushwhacker. Goodbye. And now Shawn Michaels going to get beat up by another giant again.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess they didn't really like working with Mabel because he wasn't careful. So like his splashes, he actually landed on you and stuff, I guess. Yeah. And then I was listening to JR's podcast, and apparently he liked Viagra.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, there was some rumors about him and Viagra back in the day.
Okay.
So yeah, now who do we got coming up now?
Okay, Lex Luger. There's an actual contender.
Yeah. So he was fairly big at this time. This actually might be pretty close to his go to WCW. Yeah. I don't remember when he exactly went over to Nitro, but it had to be pretty close to this time. And yeah, there goes Mabel.
It was the first ever Nitro. He shows up.
Which was what, 90 end of 95? End of 95 time frame?
Yeah.
So this is pretty close to the end of his run. And clearly he's not getting as big a push. He's in the middle of the Rumble here. But he's still I don't know if he's really the narcissist at this point. He might have been in the $1 Million Corporation or something at this point.
He became a babyface when he slammed Yokozuna on the U.S. Navy ship during the challenge.
Right.
No American can do this. And he goes from being the narcissist to just Lex Luger. And
gotcha.
I think that's why he's got the red, white, and blue on sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
He got a nice push. I think him and Bret Hart tied a Royal Rumble. They fell at the same time, and
he got the push when Hogan first left.
Yeah.
Luger was kind of the first one. So who do we got coming out now? I think I see someone else. This is Mantar or something. Yeah. I don't believe he did much of anything beyond being the Mantar. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's no heat. I think he may be just a jobber essentially. I don't think there was anything about this guy. So this is one of those things where it's the middle of the Rumble, and I don't know who this guy is.
Even with a lacking entertaining roster that they have right now, I still think any Royal Rumble that's not 2 minutes is a lie.
Right.
I mean, maybe we're just prolonging the misery, but it's just like, I mean,
it's fast.
Every 50 seconds, they're like, cut to the curtain. Here comes.
Here's the clock. Here's the clock. Here's a guy.
It's crazy.
And now they're getting thrown out pretty fast and furious too. So we haven't really seen the ring filled up in a while here either. So usually you see that. So Joe, this is the guy. This is
all right.
Aldo Montoya.
Oh.
Do you know who Aldo Montoya is?
Let me look. Hang on a second. You said he was big in the ECW era?
Yep.
In ECW in WWF or ECW before?
ECW and then to WWF after.
All right. Give me a minute. Let me
imagine him bald.
All right.
Because that's how you would know him better. But this is Aldo Montoya. Yep.
Montoya.
Yep.
Bald guy, ECW, and then nope, I don't know. Who is it?
Just Incredible.
Oh, it's Just Incredible.
It's Just Incredible.
So cool. Yeah.
So
I wouldn't have got that.
I wouldn't have either. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
I looked up the roster of these guys and then clicked on their links to find out if any of them were people that were other people.
Yep.
And that's how I found that one out.
Yep.
So that was pretty neat.
Just Incredible was very athletic.
Yeah. And he was big in the ECW right towards the end of it. And then he came into WWF for a short time. I think he did a little hardcore action at that time. All right. I liked these guys, Joe. I know it was a fucking joke tag team, over the top hog farmers.
Yeah.
But the Godwins, I enjoyed them. And quite frankly, it was the best version of what became Midian. This was the only character of his I actually liked.
Yeah.
He was the other Godwin. He was Phineas Godwin.
Right.
The guy who ended up playing Midian and Naked Midian and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I like the hog farmers. I remember a feud. It might have been at this WrestleMania with Lawler, where they tried to throw a pig slop on Jerry Lawler. And that was always fun for me. But I don't know why. I think it's because they came out with Hillbilly Jim as their manager, and I was a big Hillbilly Jim fan back in the golden era. So that might be why I have a little fond memory of these guys. I got to cut to Pamela Anderson because the action kind of sucks for me.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm surprised they weren't doing that more often.
Well, they were featuring the Bulldog and HBK there while it was kind of getting tossed out, but now it's filled up a little bit, and you got a little bit of the Mantar, and all right, well, we got Mantar out for too long. Here comes Billy Gunn.
Here's the badass.
Here's pre-badass, the Smoking Guns, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn did a lot, and he's still out there now. I don't know that he's actually an active wrestler in AEW, but he's involved in AEW, and his two kids are like the tag team champions.
Yes, of AEW,
yeah. And
I think he does get in the ring sometimes.
Yeah, he had a really good career in the WWF, despite never getting that final push. Mm-hmm. Like, I know he won a King of the Ring, and they tried to push him against The Rock, and it just never really materialized. Yeah. But he was a good wrestler.
He was.
And I enjoyed
it. Was entertaining.
Yeah.
Sidebar. I in my one childhood wrestling event, probably in the early 90s, maybe around this time. I think I was younger though. Got a high five from Billy Gunn.
Nice.
As the Billy Gunn character, not the badass.
The Smoking Gun.
Yeah, him and Macho Man.
Nice.
I got high fives from him.
Yeah. Nice.
Macho Man was fighting Atom Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I remember Atom Bomb.
Yeah.
Here's the other Smoking Gun, Bart Gunn.
Bart Gunn.
He got royally screwed by the WWE later. Having to fight Butterbean after winning that Brawl for All tournament.
Oh yeah, in a real boxing.
Boxing match.
Yeah,
that was dumb. Like,
the real boxing tournament was stupid.
The whole thing was stupid, but to have to put him up against Butterbean, like a heavyweight champion, that was never going to go well.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that was the end of Bart Gunn.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever came back from that.
There was a lot of bad ideas.
going on. Yes, and that may have been the worst one. That Brawl for All tournament may have been the absolute worst. Like, okay, we got Mark Miro and Bart Gunn, and I think that was the idea, was that Mark Miro was supposed to win it because he was the boxer. And Bart Gunn actually upset him, like real life upset him, because it was a real match and everyone thought Miro was going to win.
Yeah,
we haven't had elimination for a while here, but we got Lex Luger taking on the Godwins. Well, I was saying
Backlund?
I think that's Bob Backlund, Senator Bob Backlund.
It is.
Wait a minute, see here. Mr. Bret Hart comes out and whoops his ass now too, because of that backstory behind Backlund winning the title with Owen Hart's help.
Now, I heard one time, and I didn't verify it before we watched this, that Backlund's, dropped the title to the Sheik in '83, and then won it back from Hart, or I forget who he won it from. And
I told you. Yep. Here comes Bret Hart. He's whooping his ass now.
Yeah, Bret Hart's
Bret Hart is just
on a
pissed
mission.
off at
He's gonna
everybody.
fight everybody.
Ever since Bad News Brown fucking turned his back on him in that battle royal in WrestleMania 1 or 4 or whatever it was, it was 4. He's just been badass. He's not taking names. He's kicking your ass. Don't fuck with him. He's kicking your ass.
No, he's angry.
Oh, he's pissed. They can't even get him off him. Patterson, and I think that's Earl Hebner in a suit.
There was there's also Rene Goulet. Rene Goulet, who was just a horrible, like late 70s, early 80s WWF wrestler.
All right, who do we got here, Joe?
No idea.
Okay, this is Stephen Dunn.
Stephen Dunn.
So this is the other part of Well Done.
Well Done.
Yeah.
This is
not a name tag team. And I actually, when I clicked on their names, they pretty much didn't do any wrestling outside of this short period of time there at the WWF.
So strange.
Like they didn't have independent. There goes Backlund. So Lex Luger, the American hero, knocks out the Senator.
Oh, Backlund had the longest time interval in between world championships.
Oh, okay.
Something like 10, 14 years, something like that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'd be half surprised. Oh, there's Bret Hart. Backlund didn't even get back to the.
No, he didn't get back.
He's out of the match now, so you can't even keep him off him.
Yeah.
You got no reason. He's not going to the match. Come on, Pat Patterson,
this is
Gerald
good.
Briscoe.
This is a good angle.
But it feels like they could have had a Bret Hart heel angle for that match with Diesel at this point. If he'd just been stomping everybody, interfering in matches for the last 4 months, you could have had him as a heel.
Yeah.
And then a pinfall.
Yep.
Sorry, I just want a pinfall in that match still. 30 years later, still upset about this. Even though I hadn't seen it till about 3 months ago. All right, who do we got coming out now? Oh, this is Dick Murdoch, NWA.
Oh, Dick Murdoch.
NWA territory guy.
Yep.
So old school guy here.
Redneck.
Yep. Definitely legends in the territories. Yep. I don't think he was at the Dusty Rhodes level or Ric Flair level or anything like that.
No. He was like friends with all those. He was always like the guy in the back of the station wagon with him, in the Woody station wagon.
He had the lighter for Harley Race's cigarettes and stuff.
He'd come down in like Mid-South with like
see the replay of Backlund.
His old like Marine gear with like an entrenching tool and like his like jacket or bat. He'd have like a camo jacket or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, old school. Dick Murdoch is in the 1995 Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Wow.
And Stephen Well is still in there. Outlasted the other the Dunn guy.
Mantar
has really been out there too long,
and he needs a different outfit.
Yeah,
he looks like
he shouldn't be in a onesie.
He looks like a potato.
Yeah, he should not be in a onesie. I think we got both the Smoking Guns still out there. Oh, here's your boy. You just mentioned it. Here's Adam Bomb.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit of a pop here. I don't really remember Adam Bomb specifically.
Very short time frame, I think.
I could have easily thought maybe he was Crush or something like that.
Yeah.
But maybe he's the same guy. But I think Crush was actually Crush at this time, but maybe in WCW. So the ring's filled up a little bit right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Murdoch's still out there. You got I see Bart Gunn, Billy Gunn. You got the Atom Bomb, and Mantar's whooping the crap out of somebody over there in the corner. Luger.
We must be well into the 20s.
Let's see. So Murdoch just came on. No, we got two more. We're at number 29 is about to come in.
Such an insult to the Rumble match. Pat Patterson's probably angry.
Yeah.
He's like, this isn't what I invented.
But at this time frame, they were definitely hurting for talent. I mean, even if you look at the undercard, who else would you have wanted in this? Maybe the Taker and Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
I certainly would have liked the Roadie. I could have seen the Roadie show up in this thing.
Here comes Lou Albano.
Here comes Lou Albano with the other one. So this is a Fatu.
Oh, that's Rikishi, right?
Maybe.
I think it might be Rikishi.
I know he was the Sultan at one time. I don't know if he was ever one of the head shrinkers or not.
Oh, is he going to throw the badass out? How interesting. If it is Rikishi, how interesting that him and the badass are.
Yeah.
In the 95 Royal Rumble together.
And we do still have 1 and 2 out there. HBK and the Bulldog are still hanging on here. Oh, there goes the Mantar. Finally, the potato.
Thank God.
The fat potato's out of here. And I'm a fat guy too, so it's okay. But I would not wear a potato-looking onesie.
No, yeah.
We got, oh boy, HBK's down in the corner. Adam Bomb is just whooping up on him, taunting him. I don't know who Adam Bomb is, but he has no right to taunt the Heartbreak Kid. Heartbreak Kid ain't going to take that lying down. He's going to hit you in the nuts, which he's doing right now until he gets stomped. But Luger over there fighting a head shrinker.
Head shrinker for 2. Yeah, it's Rikishi.
That is a younger Rikishi. No kidding. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But it does look like him. And here's Crush. So Crush was active at this time. So he wasn't Adam Bomb.
So is he number 30?
He's number 30.
God. Like no one believes that Crush. So if you're watching this, it's coming down to.
And they're both guns.
There goes both guns
at the same time by Crush.
If you're watching this, now with
that Crush isn't 30, winning.
It's coming down to. It's coming down to
maybe Luger, HBK, and the Bulldog.
Yeah, exactly.
There's 3 of them.
And then when you think that, you're like, okay, well, they're going to make it some sort of spectacular storyline of 1 versus 2 all the way through,
Right.
And it's just, it's too predictable.
Because Luger was a push at that time, but he was also,
the best
I
part
think,
of the Rumble right there, some Pamela legs.
I was thinking that if this is close to when he's leaving there, they're certainly not going to push Luger over it.
Yeah.
And that may have been part of his reasons for leaving. Is that they weren't making the push for him anymore.
Yeah.
So we got Crush fighting Atom Bomb. So we got the 2 guys that look identical fighting each other that I thought were the same guy. So clearly they're not the same guy because they're in the ring at the same time. It's not the Blue Blazer situation. No. Still got the Godwin brother in there, the Henry Godwin. We didn't see Phineas tonight, which is a little sad. Didn't see both Godwins.
Yeah, only one guy from a tag team in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's strange.
That is strange.
We did see both Head Shrinkers, or the new version of the Head Shrinkers.
Yep.
Dickie Murdoch is still kind of beating people up, and Alfred Montoyo kind of hanging around there. So right now you're just kind of waiting for the drama to happen of getting down to the final couple, because there's a bunch of guys that are not even having a chance to win this, still kind of just fighting it out in there.
Have you heard on the JR podcast his story about what happened to Dick Murdoch at a bar?
Maybe.
With a fangirl. I don't even know if you want. I don't even want to give the details on the YouTube channel, but it turned out to be a fanboy, and he found out the hard way.
No, I don't think I've heard that one on the JR's podcast.
And he told JR if he ever told anyone, he'd kill him.
Yeah.
So JR said he waited until Murdoch died, and then told everyone what happened. But yeah, Murdoch found out in the bathroom of the bar.
Yeah. No kidding. I haven't heard that one. I've listened to a lot of the territory ones with JR, because he tells a lot of the stories about how he used to drive around with them. He used to drive all the wrestlers from city to city back when it was Mid-South, Oklahoma, Arkansas area.
Yep.
And he'd drive Harley Race and all those guys around and set up the rings and then do the announcing and everything.
Yeah.
The one story I specifically remember him was young Ted DiBiase was dating one of the legends of the territories, who was a grumpy old man. I can't remember who it was. But basically he told JR to drive him to DiBiase's house so he could kill him because he was dating his daughter.
JR decided that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, JR didn't drive him there. I don't believe what happened. I think the guy was hammered and they ended up, I can't remember who it was, but it was a great episode.
Well, Legend of Mid-South, an old Legend of Mid-South.
Yeah. But yeah, so DiBiase was unliked from the beginning, even as a person, I guess.
That's funny.
Got some lame headbutts from Dick Murdoch here. You're not the JYD.
No, yeah, you don't headbutt the.
You are not the JYD, man.
So even in '95, you still don't headbutt the colored folk and
wrestling. But also, it's that's the JYD's move. Get on all fours.
Yeah.
That's not Dick Murdoch. It doesn't even look right.
Yep. He busted out.
Oh, there goes Adam Bomb, eliminated by his doppelganger.
By his doppelganger Crush, yeah.
Yep. Someone please throw Crush out. He does have a badass mullet, but get him out of there. Another mullet. Yeah, there's so many mullets.
Now, is that a really short mullet on Luger, or is that just a lot of hair?
I think it's a lot of hair, but maybe we'll see. Yeah. Bulldog HBK still out there. You got the Godwins.
Yep.
You got Dickie Murdoch. Crush thinks he's awesome. Here's Fatu. Oh yeah, I absolutely can see that as Rikishi now.
Yeah, a less fat.
And that punch that he did there, that's just yeah. Okay, there goes Justin Incredible.
He had a good run.
Dickie Murdoch's trying to get rid of the HBK. You just know that's not happening.
Yeah.
Maybe Luger or Bulldog, I would believe, but Dickie Murdoch ain't throwing him out.
So you got 6, 7 of them in there
left?
Looks
like 6 left.
Yep.
Godwin making a push here. Fatu, Crush. Yep. So Murdoch. Yeah, I guess it's 7 of them. So, anyways, it's down to 3. 3 of these guys at the end, and there goes Fatu. Okay, that's too much Crush. Yeah. Crush is eliminating guys and celebrating, and I don't get out of here, Crush. Yeah.
That is a real mullet, though. He has.
Yeah,
that's the best mullet in the Royal Rumble.
Shaved sides.
Yeah.
Here's Dickie Murdoch.
Yeah.
Trying to beat up a Godwin.
Wow.
I didn't realize. Didn't know Dickie Murdoch could get up like that.
I mean, how old is Dick Murdoch in 1995? I can't believe I just saw that.
He's got to be 50 something.
I was just thinking, like, how can you bring this guy in?
Look at this
with that body.
He got Godwin up on his shoulder. That's a 330-pound man. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he brought Dickie with him though.
I brought Dickie with him.
Oh, he hung on. Look at that athleticism of Henry Godwin.
Oh my God.
The hog farmer. His feet did not touch. Look at that athleticism. All right, we're down to 5. Luger, the hog farmer. We got Crush, HBK, and the Bulldog.
Jesus Christ. Dick Murdoch is 5 months younger than my dad. He was born in 46.
In 1995, do you think your dad could have drop kicked someone?
No. not a good one. I mean, what did he get? 6'7" or so?
Right.
I mean, he's a big guy. And he put his feet up by his head. I was so impressed. And he was so overweight too.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be like me dropping a drop kick.
It's
It's just not happening.
So he was in 46. So he was 49.
That's
right
crazy.
there. And he just did that. Yeah.
So almost 50.
Yeah.
Gotta say, it's been an impressive performance by the hog farmer out here, at least for longevity. I don't think he's actually eliminated anyone. I think he's just kind of been out there beating people up.
I don't remember much of the Godwins because
was
I was
like a
watching
year.
elsewhere. Oh, okay.
It was like a year or two's worth of stuff. And I've gone back and tried to watch some of these pay-per-views and stuff from this era. And they had a little bit of a push.
Gotcha.
But they were gimmicky.
Yeah.
They were
Never became anything. Oh no,
I think they won a title. They won a WWF tag
God.
team title. The Godwin's out, but they did win the title one time.
And you said one of them turned into
Midian. The other one was Midian.
Gotcha. Yeah. The disciples are
from the disciples there. And then he became Naked Midian. At one point, they decided it would be great for that guy to take his clothes off and wear just a fanny pack. To the ring and stuff, which wasn't great.
No,
of all the things in the Attitude Era, that's one of the most cringy ones. Naked Midian, man. So we got Crush trying to eliminate the Bulldog. HBK's not really helping a whole lot here. It looks like he is, but that's not selling it too much. HBK. So I don't know what's going on here. Now he's back to the fight in the Bulldog.
Yeah, takes care of him.
Gets him out. Now he's going to pretend to help here. Lex Luger.
Now they can't throw Luger out because then Crush is going. Crush has got to go first.
You would think so.
Then Luger, and then you're back to 1 and 2, and then
it could be one of those double eliminations where Crush and Luger end up eliminating each other at the same time.
Right.
But I do think this is headed to Bulldog and HBK.
I'm thinking Shawn Michaels wins this.
I mean, Pam. No, you were wrong, Joe.
Yep.
Luger's out first.
So
maybe Crush was being pushed a little bit at this time. I know he was popular for a short period of time in the WWF, but I thought that was when he was wearing like the orange clothes.
Right.
I didn't think this Crush was popular.
Yeah, I don't even really remember these black and purple.
This is kind of what led him into being part of the new LOD.
Okay.
But before that, he was just like the Kona Crush guy, like orange and blue,
right?
Blonde hair, I think.
That's what he was at the Caesars WrestleMania a few years before this.
So maybe he was the 30th entrant, so maybe there was some sort of heat with him. I don't know. At one time, they definitely did try to push him in the beginning, but I couldn't tell you this part.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, him and HBK have done the make a pact thing. They're going to team up and knock down the Bulldog. Lex Luger's just kind of hanging out there, still sad. This looks like a little high five in action.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Oh,
Crush.
No. I was expecting HBK to do the turn.
Crush, you don't have the skill level to turn your back on.
Crush has got HBK way up, looking to eliminate him, but gets scrapes the eyes. Brutal. Yeah, oh, there he goes.
Gone.
So we got 1 versus 2 at the end here.
Yeah.
The Bulldog and the Heartbreak Kid for the right to go to WrestleMania.
And
with Pamela Anderson as your valet. And Pamela's excited. Maybe because she wants to get out of there. I don't know. It's been not the greatest pay-per-view event. She may want to get out of there, go home.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'll see you at WrestleMania.
My agent says I'm contractually obligated to.
For 2.5 hours. We're
look
10
at
minutes
Shawn
past.
Michaels.
We're 10 minutes past my allotted time.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
So Bulldog's showing some impressive power here 35 minutes later.
Yeah. Some classic HBK selling. Yeah.
Absolute selling artist. I mean, he was a primetime performer. Every main event he was in, he delivered a great match.
Oh.
So that's going to suck right there.
That's a dangerous move if HBK's plan to win this.
Right.
That's a dangerous
Drops
move.
him right on the thing. Here comes And here we go with Bulldog. Oh, HBK's down. No.
Another dangerous one.
Wait, HBK's hanging on there. Bulldogs thinks he's won this match, but I don't think they've announced it yet. Oh, there goes his music.
The music guy thinks he's won.
But I haven't actually
Nope.
Haven't heard the bell ring.
Nope.
Oh, there he is, see? And there he goes.
There he goes.
So
Shawn Michaels wins.
And he's exhausted, even though he came in the same time as the Bulldog.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to see this over there. I'm guessing this is a pretty good athletic feat to have not touched the ground.
Yeah.
Because he went over that rope pretty hard.
Yeah. And he held on with one hand, and I wonder if he meant to have two.
Yeah.
He ended up grabbing the middle rope with the other hand.
As he went over really fast.
Apparently she's cold.
Must be.
Must be cold in there.
It is January. They said only one of his feet hit the floor. So
Howard Finkel had a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And
there's Earl Hebner
tonight. Yeah.
Oh, Vinnie Mac tells us we got a replay right now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Is it going to be a double feature, you think, or just a regular replay?
Well, I don't know how you could go away from HBK celebrating.
I know.
Oh, but looks like they're gonna.
Oh, they're gonna, yeah.
So here we go. Get the Bulldog. HBK's got the one arm hooked.
He's got that arm hooked.
I think he was supposed to grab. Yeah, I don't. Oh. That's one. It's 1 foot. Okay.
He's lucky all that waving that foot around. He didn't accidentally drag it on the floor.
Oh my gosh. This is actually quite impressive.
It is.
I'm not sure how many people could have done this.
He let that foot get really, really close.
Yeah.
And they would
I don't know that it was on purpose either. I don't know that he could have done it much better.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right. Well, the ending didn't suck. It was predictable, but nice athleticism.
For sure.
Kind of going from the giant to the athletic guy. You know, of course, it is the pretty boy with Pamela Anderson.
Right.
So now it'll be curious. I don't remember if in 95 he fought Hart or Diesel at WrestleMania. Right. But he goes with Pamela Anderson as his valet, and I believe he might win his first ever title at WrestleMania.
Is that the he's gonna
yeah, Pamela wants no part of that.
No, yeah.
She's like, all right, I'm out of here. She's walking away.
She laughs and leaves.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah, I'm out of here. Get me away from this guy.
You can't stripper dance on me.
No.
Now there was a pay-per-view where one of them had Pamela Anderson as a valet and the other one had Jenny McCarthy.
I don't remember that.
I wonder if that's this upcoming WrestleMania.
Was Jenny McCarthy WWF or was she WCW? Because I don't remember Jenny McCarthy in the WWF. We'll have to Google this afterwards.
Yeah. I think it was a match. I think it was a WF match where someone had Pamela Anderson as a valet and the other one had Jenny McCarthy. Could be wrong, but
we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was pretty lame. 1995 Royal Rumble.
I hate just doing an episode where we rip on it, but it just wasn't good.
It was the era they didn't have the great depth in the roster to really fill something out. Yeah. They really would have needed to double dip with the guys that they put in earlier to fill that out with solid guys.
Yeah, Bam Bam, Undertaker, Razor
Ramon, Jeff Jarrett, even the Roadie, like all those guys would have filled it out a little more.
Yeah.
So it is hard to watch some of that. Yep. But again, like I mentioned at the beginning, it was kind of going to be an NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling theme because the WWF was using a lot of those guys to try to help Jim Cornette save Smoky Mountain Wrestling at that time. So that's why a lot of those guys were getting pushed in this. And that was Bob Holly's first real appearance in the WWF when he got part of that tag team title, stuff like that. So the roster was low, but the wrestling time was low at that time. Like people weren't into it. It was and that was across the industry. Like it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So not the best Royal Rumble, but still a Royal Rumble. Yeah. I like the Royal Rumble.
The matches were good. Matches were better than I remembered matches being at that time.
Yeah.
Rumble just wasn't. I'm starting to think they actually had to do it a minute at a piece. Otherwise, you're just prolonging the.
Because you just didn't have the people in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, the event itself was only 2 hours and 37 minutes, which is shorter than most of them. So maybe they just killed it early because they didn't really have the roster to fill it out and whatnot. But
I think they could have. I think they could have done better with Bundy's time in there. And the second Blue brother that came in and did a great power clothesline that I think it was Shawn Michaels sold really well.
Yeah.
And I could have believed like him, like, just grabbing a guy by the neck and throwing him in the corner, a little bit of powerhouse moves, stuff like that. You just didn't see it. It was just like, let me go wrench you and pretend like I'm going to throw you over the rope for a little while kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
So it was just, the roster was hurting and the roster wasn't helping themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
As our friend Howard Grace would say, it was lackluster.
It was lackluster.
It was very lackluster effort out there. I guess they put in the effort, but the performance didn't really get me excited.
By far the best part, aside from Pamela Anderson, was the Razor Jeff Jarrett match.
Yes.
Not too far behind was the World Championship match.
I just wish it had an ending.
Need an ending for
sure. If
it
had an ending, it would have made it probably the best match of the night.
The ending felt like lazy. It's for like ideas,
Right.
Like how could we do, like I don't know, and it left it with like no clear path forward, like what's gonna
outside of HBK.
Yeah,
because clearly
because he won the Rumble.
He won the Rumble. They teamed him up with Pamela Anderson. The year before it was kind of the Diesel breaking up with Diesel and stuff. So this was clearly their start to push HBK. And as we find out later in '95, he screws Bret Hart out in the Survivor Series in this season. So I mean, it was going to be all about Michaels for I believe leading into Stone Cold.
Yeah,
I think HBK was kind of the top dog. Maybe the Undertaker beat him once or twice in there. I don't remember that whole time frame. I got to imagine the Undertaker was in the World Championship title contention in 96, 90, 95, 96.
Yeah.
But the NWA stuff, it was kind of sad that you didn't see like Unabomb, Kane.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the WWF as Isaac Yankem at that time too. Like he was a good performer. So not to have him in there, you could have, he was the cheesy character Isaac Yankem maybe hadn't come to the WWF yet. So you could have just brought his Unabomb character in.
Sure.
But yeah. And I mean, even in Smoky Mountain Wrestling at the time, the Hardy Boys were wrestling in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. You could have thrown them in this match, and it would have been a little more exciting.
Yep.
Some of their matches in '95 are pretty interesting to watch. They were still some high flyers in that Smoky Mountain Wrestling stuff. But it was pretty interesting.
So to bring in like the Heavenly Bodies. And,
it was the older guys.
Dick
like,
Murdoch.
Yeah, they brought in like the territory, like old territory guys from NWA because who were kind of hanging on.
Yep.
Or they were trying to get a payday, essentially.
Right.
We're gonna, and maybe Dickie Murdoch was someone working behind the scenes in creative or something, so they gave him a payday to come out and get him a show.
He was already going to be there,
right? So they're like, we'll get you out there and stuff, and people know who you are. And
surprised Patterson and Briscoe didn't sue
that. And we don't know where that was, so it could have been an area where Murdoch was popular in territories.
I saw it said Tampa. It was in Tampa.
Okay, so maybe, well, in that case, the Briscoe should have been in there.
Yeah,
because that's where they were. That's actually where Hulk Hogan became a wrestler, was at the Briscoe Brothers Body Shop in Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
They talked Hulk into, they talked Terry Bollea into becoming a wrestler.
Yep.
And that was the rest of it was from there on out.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for our rewatch of the 1995 Royal Rumble here on the Monday Night Joes.
Yeah.
We'll come up with another show for you in the next couple of weeks, and we'll try to schedule a live so that we actually can let people get on if they want to get on and catch up with us at the same time. So we'll come up with a new process, or not new process, new project, and we'll break it down. I kind of like this rewatch thing, so maybe we'll find another event that we can like watch the main event of or something, like rewatch it and kind of discuss it like we just did.
I had we'll have to talk when this is over. I had a big idea as a separate sort of series for us to do prior to you saying that you wanted to watch this, and it involves watching events. So it might be a lot more of that. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Yeah,
I think that was kind of the best way to go about it, honestly. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. So anyways, that was the Monday Night Joes episode 2. We'll get back to you soon. All right, thanks a lot. And